I don't know what's happening at Marvel Studios, but everything keeps leaking early because not only did we get the second Avengers Doomsday trailer already leaked online a full week before it was supposed to release, we also got the entire trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day that reveals a villain of the movie and so much more, so let's talk about both of them. And we're going to start with the Avengers Doomsday teaser because this one is a lot shorter than the Spider-Man trailer we'll get to later, but this second Doomsday teaser that's not supposed to release in theaters until next week Thursday has been leaked online. We have the audio of this clip, not the video, but we know it's Thor in the woods praying to his father Odin. And as you can see here in this clip, Thor says, "Of all the crowns, the realms, the pride, I ask for none of them. Father, hear your son, I'm not worthy of life, yet I beg you to let the thread run long. Not for thunder, not for war. Let me stand long enough to see my love once more," of course referring to his daughter, whose name is actually Love. Now obviously compared to the huge Captain America trailer we had a couple days ago that's now playing officially in theaters, this one's not as crazy or anything, but it still is a really cool trailer, kind of setting the tone for the darkness we're going to be getting into with this new movie. But more importantly, seeing the Thor teaser confirms that, yeah, the next one we're going to be seeing is Doctor Doom. And I'm not going to lie, Disney has to lock in and stop these leaks, because the Captain America one, I was like, okay, they released it to theaters, they unlocked it for theater owners to be able to play the trailer. They had to have known that was going to leak online early. But the Thor one hasn't even been sent out to theaters yet. Like, this had to be an internal leak from someone at Disney or Marvel Studios themselves. So they need to get a handle on this, especially with the whole Spider-Man leak going on too, because I am so excited to see that first reveal of Doctor Doom in this movie, seeing RDJ finally return. I do not want to watch like a 140p quality video that's like a cam rip of this trailer. I need them to just lock in and release it online, honestly. This whole theater gimmick is kind of dumb, especially for the main trailer. Like, they have to get ahead of some of these things, I feel like, and not let all of them leak online before they're officially released. But let's switch over to Spider-Man Brand New Day, because this leak is even crazier. I made a brief short covering some of it the other day. We now have a full another minute of this trailer, so we have a full 2-minute trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day that wasn't planned to release until like February around the Super Bowl is what people were thinking, fully leaked online now. So I'm just going to give you a full breakdown of everything that's in this 2-minute long trailer. I'll try to keep retweeting versions of this trailer on my Twitter at Vets Movies if you want to go and see it, but Sony is taking this thing down left and right now, which does confirm, yeah, it's real. So the trailer opens up with Peter Parker looking exactly like this from the end of No Way Home, giving this narration to the audience and to MJ saying, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker. You probably don't remember me, but something really bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was for you to forget me." Then the trailer shows us a few action scenes that are straight up recreations of comic covers before, like we see him swinging with someone in his arms exactly like this. There's also a shot that looks very similar to this comic cover, and again, we know the director Dustin Daniel Cretton has says, yeah, he is planning on recreating like 10 different comic book covers in this movie with different scenes. Now, I know this example is with Daredevil, but we also see a shot of Spider-Man kind of jumping away, trying to get away from the hand, pretty much this ancient society of ninjas, if you don't know who they are. Then we get a crazy moment in the trailer where we actually hear Sadie Sink talking, revealing that she is going to be a villain in this movie, because she's talking to Peter and pretty much saying, hey, get out of my way. If you don't, your friends aren't going to be the only ones that won't remember Peter Parker. And based on what she's saying and the little clip you can see, everybody is assuming that she is the villain Shathra, which we'll get to later, but let me continue breaking down the trailer first. But then in the second part of the trailer, the newer part that leaked, we also hear Peter Parker talking to Professor Banner. That's what he calls him, confirming that, yes, Bruce Banner is going to be a professor at Peter's college in this movie. We also do get to see a little brief shot of Scorpion. We get to see a bit of what seems like Peter kind of struggling with his powers, similar to Spider-Man 2, and from all those set photos of those big action sequences of Spider-Man swinging through the streets and all these different cars and stuff, you do get to see a few shots of these two. Then it ends with Punisher just shooting up a bunch of people and Peter Parker coming in and be like, hey man, what are you doing here? Now, the craziest part of this entire trailer is obviously the big reveal that Sadie Sink is going to be a villain in this movie, and presumably, like I said, playing Shathra. Now, the Shathra part's not 100% confirmed, but based on everything we saw and heard in this trailer, it seems to make the most sense. She's pretty much this being that is trying to hunt down spider totems, which are just different spider people and associated items. So she's trying to kill Peter Parker pretty much. She's heavily involved in comics in like Spider-Verse related stories with the multiverse. She also does have like insane powers across the board, but most importantly, she is a shapeshifter too. So a lot of people were theorizing like, oh, maybe she's going to be pretending to be Gwen Stacy or something for a lot of this movie to befriend Peter Parker or something like that. But I don't think they would have revealed the twist in the trailer itself. So I almost think there's more going on here than what we see in this trailer. And Daniel RPK and a few other insiders are actually coming out and saying that, yeah, she could actually be Shathra Shathra, but they kind of think this is like a misdirect from Marvel, and they wanted to throw off people that see the trailer when it officially released, but kind of to prevent any main leaks about who she's really playing in this movie. There's a lot of people theorizing that maybe the line she says, even though it sounds very ominous in the trailer, maybe she is actually going to be a friend of Peter in this movie, that she is still Jean Grey. So the fact that we actually have the trailer, heard Sadie Sink talking, and still don't 100% know who she is kind of crazy. But I do think Shathra would be a cool character for her to play, but honestly kind of disappointing. I kind of wish she was going to be a hero going forward. We also know that Tremel Tillman, who was cast a few months ago, is reportedly going to be playing the new head of the Department of Damage Control in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that he is apparently going after Sadie Sink, which I'm not gonna lie is another thing that kind of points me in the direction of maybe it's going to be a twist that she's not actually a villain, or even she's going to be like Shathra but somehow like a good or misunderstand version of the character or something. Because Tremel Tillman, obviously he could play any type of character, but he was a great and villain antagonist in Severance. I feel like they're going to give him that same kind of personality in this movie, and I feel like having this other outside force coming for the villain, maybe they're going to try to work with Peter at first, and then he's going to realize, oh no, these people are actually the messed up ones. I need to stop the Department of Damage Control, and maybe there's more going on here. And of course, it is impossible to judge a trailer based off an incredibly low quality, super blurry video with some not so great audio. But after watching both pieces of this multiple times, I honestly am fully won over. Like, I wasn't sure at first, but I do feel like Dustin Daniel Cretton is going to cook with this movie. Like, we see one sentence between the Punisher and Spider-Man, and their dynamic is already absolutely perfect. We get to see Scorpion, Boomerang, the Hand, all these leaks we've been hearing about for weeks and months finally confirmed to be real. Again, there's just so many elements in this movie. You also have like Professor Bruce Banner, who's obviously going to turn into the Hulk at some point. I don't know how he's going to balance all of this in this film. Maybe it's just super long, like 2 hours 40 minutes, which honestly, give me that as a Spider-Man film, I'd take it. And even just like them playing the song New York, I Love You, But You're Bringing Me Down in this trailer, it just is perfectly capturing the vibe that we've all been asking for in the solo Tom Holland Spider-Man movies for forever. It seems like they're going to be playing into this, not ignoring the multiversal elements of No Way Home and kind of the repercussions of that if she is Shathra and kind of coming for him and stuff like that, but still trying to balance it and give us this more street level story with a bunch of famous characters that are associated with Spider-Man or as villains like Scorpion and Boomerang, and I'm really excited to see what they do with this. Now, the thing is, we might get this full leak trailer actually officially released because Sony Pictures is the one in charge of the marketing for this. So even though Marvel seems like they're sticking to their theater plan for the Doomsday trailers, we've already seen the official Japanese Spider-Man account start teasing Spider-Man Brand New Day. And in case you're wondering why that matters at all, this is the same thing that happened when the No Way Home trailer leaked a few years ago. It started getting teased by this account right after it leaked, and then they officially released it a few days later. Which honestly, I think both these studios, Marvel and Sony, should do for the Spider-Man and Doomsday trailers. Like, yes, sometimes a controlled leak or a planned leak comes out to build up marketing and hype, but I feel like you can't let this go on for weeks where the only things people know about it is from an incredibly low quality cam rip of the trailers. Like, at some point you have to release these things to the official public. So obviously tons to talk about. Give me your best theories for Spider-Man Brand New Day based on this leak information, and if you want to hear about the first Avengers Doomsday trailer that leaked a few days ago, including Captain America, click the video above my head right now, and thank you so much for watching.